Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Youth Intake Challenge. I've got a little bit ahead of myself and clicked through. I wasn't expecting it to come on the 18th of March, but we have the Youth Intake, so stick around and we'll go through what we've got. And welcome back. So the Youth Intake's in. It just popped up straight away, so I thought the best thing to do is to just film the video. I wasn't really due to do it till later on, but it looks a good one. So we've got 4 elite talents that I can see off the bat in terms of top talents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 good talents and 1 decent talent. So overall, it's marked down as an excellent intake. It could be a so-called golden generation with Carl Peterson, the diamond, and a very strong group of players. Carl Peterson being a Mazzala. So again, I mean, we've got a striker in there. We've been needing one of them. So let's hope that's going to be a good one. But we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So first up, we got Altin Agini, who's down as a defence centre. No nonsense centre back, although his strongest position appears to be in the middle of the park. First impression, young midfielder, fairly professional. Doesn't do through balls, tries long range passing, although his passing is only 5, so maybe lay off the long range passing. Not quite sure if he's only 176 centimetres, so he's not a centre half. He's probably a midfielder. Where he would sit specifically, not sure. He's not got a particularly high amount of potential ability, but his stats are actually pretty good for starting stats. I mean, he's got good tackling, good heading, good at decisions and determination, and he's got some natural fitness as well. So we'll see how he goes. We'll sign him up. Altin Agini being the first one. So he was the only of the decent talents. Moving into the good talents then, we got Tommy Kavanagh, who's an attacking midfielder left, although he seems to be more of an attacking midfield centre. So I don't know if the positions are maybe slightly off, but we'll have a look at him. Again, professional, young attacking midfielder. I think, again, we'll probably put him in a natural position to assess him. He's down as a shadow striker. He's got a little bit of pace, not particularly good acceleration. Dribbling, finishing, first touch is alright, but I mean, it needs some development. He's very short, he's not particularly big. And with 2.5 star potential, I mean, obviously we'll sign him up to flesh out this squad, but not sure of his growth potential, especially when he plays in a position that we don't particularly use in our squad. Outside of Tommy Kavanagh, we've got Ross Campbell, who's attacking midfield left, so this could be potential competition for Jake Gilder, a young Scot, balanced personality, left-footed naturally, young attacking midfielder, so he might actually be more of an attacking midfielder than a attacking mid left, although he's down as a winger. He has a bit of pace, he's got some acceleration, he can dribble, although his crossing's a little bit short, but again, he looks not too bad in terms of a winger, so again, he's one who might integrate himself in the future. More of a backup player, because I think Jake Gilder's probably got that position cemented at this current time. Outside of Ross Campbell, we've got another Scotsman, a Ruari Bellingham, a right back, which is something we definitely need in the squad. We've not got particularly high amount of full backs. Let's have a look at him then. 180 centimetres, really good physicals actually. Good work rate, good technique. He is aggressive and determined. So a fairly professional young fullback. Down as a wing back on the right, but again, we normally play a fullback. So looking at the fullback stats, we might end up playing him as a wing back if that's what he suits. But again, he's got some good development potential in there. Certainly from the physical side, no particular player traits, but again, we'll sign him up and see how he develops in the reserves. Then the final one of the good talents, we've got Reece Jackson, a natural left-sided midfielder, not a winger as such. Plays in that kind of midfield role. Low determination, young winger. I'm hoping we get some better personalities as we go higher up the list and we get them all out of our system now. He can cross a ball. He is quick. He's got a good acceleration. So again, we might develop into that kind of Jake Gilder type position and move him slightly further forward. We'll see how he develops. Moving into top talents wise then, got Zane Cooper, an attacking midfielder. He can play any of the front 3 behind the striker roles, which is a good bit of versatility. 191, he's a good tall player. I like some of his stats jump out immediately. Good determination, good technique. He's attacking midfield centre. He's probably probably not got the pace to play the wing, so he probably does sit in that kind of pivot role. But again, 4-star potential, so Zane Cooper could be one for the future. And again, it gives us more option if we want to change that attacking midfield role. Outside of Zane Cooper, we got Stacey Giddens, a right-sided midfielder. Competition for Mamoako. Unambitious. He is right-footed. He's down as defensive winger. I don't know what's up with these positions. Not a wide target for. He's not tall enough for that. So maybe a winger. His crossing and dribbling is not particularly great. He has got a bit of pace, but not a particularly high amount of acceleration. But again, his technique and work rate's reasonable. We'll just have to see again how he develops, because he doesn't jump out in the stats you want immediately. But I'm sure there's a place for him in the squad. Leonard Perker, a Romanian, no nonsense centre back, 4.5-star potential, 180 centimeters. So not the tallest, but aggression and bravery's high. Tackling and positioning and heading the three you want are pretty low, to be honest. He's got a balanced personality, but again, if we can develop him through their strength 3 for a centre back, it's not particularly great. But he is only 15, so in the 3 years left till he's 18, we need him to develop some of his physical stats if he's really going to make it for us as a first teamer. Outside of Leonard Perker, we've got Gary Barwick, another centre half, but he's down as a defensive midfielder. 175, so again slightly short. Good teamwork and work rate. Enthusiastic centre back who's fairly determined. Again, not particularly strong. He has got stamina and natural fitness, and he's determined. So again, it's putting him in his normal position, or what I would say is his traditional no nonsense centre back. I mean, again, potential, but nothing screaming out at me as a first teamer yet. Outside back, we've got Umar Okoro, another left winger. So Jake Gilder's position well and truly up for grabs long term. And again, there's nothing really leaping out. He seems quite bland, actually. Certainly in the blue stats, he seems quite low. He's got a good first touch, but he can't cross and he can't dribble. So for a winger, that's not particularly great. He's got low technique and low determination. So again, if he meets his potential, brilliant. We'll see how his stats develop, but he's not leaping out with confidence. I've not seen anyone who really leaps out yet. Northern Irish, Callum McColgan, ball-winning midfielder. 1.5-star current to 4-star ball-winning midfielder. So teamwork, work rate good, tackling reasonable, good aggression. I mean, he's a little bit better. I think his stats have come out quite good, although some of the blue ones are a little bit low. But again, 16 years old, he's got potential, and we need depth in that midfield area, especially when we consider Dean Spence might not be with us particularly much longer. And then the last one of the top downs, we've got Jonathan Watkinson, another goalkeeper. So 4-star, we've got a few 5-star goalkeepers, so I'm not sure where Jonathan Watkinson will fit in. But 192 centimetres of good height, fair spread among the goalkeeping stats. Temperamental personality. Again, I think we probably have better long-term development in the squad, but he might be a quick bloomer. We'll see. Into the elite talents, then this is what we all want to see, and when the youth intake comes through, this is what we really want. So Carl Peterson's the best one, so he'll be seen second. So first we've got Vasilos Drakos, a left fullback, 178 centimeters, work rate, teamwork and work rate's good. Marking and tackling is pretty good as well. Concentration, so he's doing pretty good in terms of his green stats, which are his most important ones, and his supporting ones are also pretty good. So casual personality, I'm not quite sure what that means in terms of his determination and how he'll thrive, but again, he looks like quite a good player actually. Vasilis Drakos. Abu Duru at left back, who we've currently got, might have a contender, especially when he's got 5-star potential. So Drakos looks like a really good one. First of the elite talents. Into Kyle Peterson, a New Zealand Mizala. Last time we had a New Zealand player was Oscar Allen, and he was a pretty much a fan favourite. So Kyle Peterson, lot to live up to, but the first impression of him looks, his technique and work rate are high. His vision is good as well in terms of a creative player. He's naturally fit. He's got good decision making. He's determined and he's a leader. So Yeah, pretty excited about Carl Peterson. I think he could be a long-term leader in the middle of the park. Although that unambitious personality, and I don't know if they can change, but it's not something that is what you want. We'd want a professional or something on there. I think is the personality, but again, he's got a couple of traits. Gets forward whenever possible, shoots from distance, and dictates the tempo. So long shots is only 6, but getting forward when possible is good from an attacking point of view. And dictating the tempo means you can kind of control the middle of the park. 15 in the lower leagues. I think he'll be a really handy player to have around. Next we've got pressing forward, Lamar Hams. Again, we've struggled since Oscar Allen left, so we're hoping we get someone good here. We like it. Someone with a bit of pace would be good. We're lacking a little bit of pace. And straight away what jumps out to me there is his physicals, apart from his stamina and strength, which he's only 15. His actual rest of his physicals are looking pretty good. He's got a balanced personality, right-footed, young striker, good teamwork. Finishing, first touch and dribbling isn't particularly high, but I think he's got a lot of promise. I mean, he's only 15, and again, we'll definitely sign him up. 5-star potential. He could be a long-term replacement for Oscar Allen. And then finally, we've got Georgios Dimitriadis, another attacking midfielder on the left. So Gilda's really got to look out. And again, he's got some really good physical stats there. He can dribble. He's not particularly great at crossing, but overall a fair spread. Tries to play his way out of trouble. So he tries to take people on rather than going for safety. That's fine in that position where he is up in the advanced left position. So not too concerned about that. But overall fairly good spread. So I think the intake's pretty good. As usual, what I'll do is I'll sign all these up on contracts, get them into the squad, and see where they're going to fit in. But yeah, in terms of an intake, it's probably one of the best ones we've seen. Excited about Carl Peterson as a long-term replacement. I know Oscar Allen didn't play the same position, but we've got a New Zealander in there, and maybe he's going to be a long-term future of Dulwich. So I'll sign him up, click him through, and we'll do a quick review of where we are in the league and end the episode with a bit of a where we are in terms of the youth intake. So stick around, I'll be back very shortly. Welcome back. So we have plumbed them into the team. In terms of the squad planner, it's quite difficult really to see where some of them have gone. I mean, Jonathan Watkinson's coming as third choice goalkeeper. Vasilis Drakos coming into the field at left back. We've got a couple of defenders. Gary Barwick's in there. On the right side, Gary Barwick again. Right back, Ruari Bellingham's coming into the fold. We've got Carl Peterson slotting in midfield in a couple of positions, who's our promising young New Zealand midfielder. Callum McColgan, he gets into the squad planner as well. So I'll try to only include as many 1-star current abilities as we can. On the right, we've got Stacey Giddens, actually jumps quite high up the list. He becomes a reserve right winger. Zane Cooper getting into the fold as well. And on the left side, Georgios Dimitriadis, again already 2-star. And Lamar Hams comes in as our new second choice striker. So the youngsters are fitting pretty good. In terms of the actual squad itself, that's the first team squad. A number of them I've put straight into that first team squad. So if I can pick them out, Drakos, there was only about 4 of them, Peterson, Dimitriadis and Hams. We've put straight into the first team squad, see if we can get some game time before the end of the season. In terms of the players with the highest potential, which is the way I like to filter it quite often, Drakos, Peterson, Hams and Dimitriadis all fit into that kind of top echelon of potential players. When you apply that away from the first team into the under 18 squad, we've got quite a few high potential players still in that squad as well that they should get a bit of development whilst out on loan. And also you've got some of the new ones like Perker coming in that fit in nicely as well. What I've noticed though is I've got a tendency just to sign everybody, so what we might need to do is just start filtering off the lower potential players now that we've established the first team squad. So those below Ross Campbell who don't develop at a particularly quick rate, we'll give them a year or two to see if they can buck the initial potential and current ability trends of what's proposed for them. If they can develop beyond that, we'll keep them on long term, we'll give them a chance. But for some of these players that have been here for a little while now, like Onyeka, Emmanuel, he's probably not going to make it. Lee Ness won't. Fontas has dropped right down to the bottom in terms of potential. So we'll start to let some of them players go and thin the squad down. In terms of the wage budget, we're still miles absolutely miles under the wage budget, and I think we always will be because we're developing youth. But in terms of the squad itself, we're doing pretty good. I'm happy with the squad. I still think we're a little bit weak maybe at right back, but we are actively trying to develop that position and get somebody who can play there permanently. In terms of the squad, it's looking pretty good. In terms of current form, again, we're looking pretty good. And then when we go into the league position, we're currently 7th in that final spot. We're 8 points clear of Maidstone. We've got a game in hand, so we can push a little bit higher if we win them. So 6 games to go, 18-point potential. I mean, it's not beyond mathematics that you could come top, but we're 10 points behind with a game in hand with only what would be 5 games to go if we won that. It's looking unlikely. However, we will get into the playoffs, I think. I think that's not too far off being made certain. And if we do make the playoffs in the next episode where we do the season review, we'll show the playoff games to see how we get on in that, because it's the first time we've made it there, albeit with quite a good development squad. The only other thing to really talk about is what to do in regards to the players who are here at the start. So the Jack Ruddies, is do we keep him on for one more season, or do we let him go and put Chigozie into the firing line at 1.5 star current ability and try and make him good on his potential? At what point do we cut it off? I think Ekpiteta, he's down to 2.5 stars. We could probably suck it up and bring one of the centre halves in that position. The other ones in there, defensive midfielder Riley Scott, again 2.5 star current ability. We could start bringing some of the other midfielders into them positions, the Gary Pews, the Petersons, who could take over from there. And I think it might be about time just to filter out the last of them older players and just go with what we've got, and then we're purely running our own steam. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I think it's maybe worth a punt to let them all go when their contracts expire. All 4 of them are the ones that are due to expire. I think we maybe just let them go and then run off our own steam, and we will be fully dependent on these systems. So again, let me know in the comment section if you think it's a mad idea and you think we're jumping a little bit too early. Let me know, or maybe hang on to 1 or 2 of them. But I think to fully embrace the challenge, it's time to let them go in and move under our own steam. So I won't do too much in terms of how the players have gone. We'll do that at the end of the season review. It's gone pretty good. Some of the players have developed quite well. I'll let you quickly look at the current ability. I mean, Dean Spence, top on 5 star. Atienza, 4.5 star. Steve Tracy and Gilder have managed to get up to 4 star now. So Wadrago, he's made a bit of development, so he's the next highest on that list. Bizarrely, James Cockings, who's away on loan at the minute, he's jumped up the list as well. So things are looking good, players are developing well, and I think the end of this season, a summer of training, and then we get into the next season, whether in this division or we somehow scrape up one division, I think we're in a fairly good position. So once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Everybody loves a youth intake day. I think the pick of our bunch personally is going to be one of the midfielders. What's his name? Our new Kyle Peterson, our new New Zealand player. Him, or I've got an outside bet on Lamar Hams, not just because he's got a cool Mohican and he's got good physical stats, but everyone loves a striker. So let me know who you think your best player is in the comment section. We'll see which one makes good on it, who can be the best player for the club. Currently Dean Spence holds that slot. It was Oscar Allen. I think if Spence goes, Atienza is going to be one in there. We've got a long, bright future ahead of Dulwich Hamlet. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you at the end of season review for what could be an exciting playoff episode. Take care.